Well, hey there, and welcome to the 3 things you need to know before you write your book. And I'm going to shut off my camera just so we can all focus on the task at hand. Welcome. Welcome. So, tons of people have registered for this training. So, I know that it's important for the entrepreneurial community, and that means you're a coach, you're a speaker, you're a business owner, you're a service provider, you're a healing practitioner, or something of the like, right? Good news, because you're not alone in your desire to write a book for your business. You're not the only one with the dream to write the perfect book, one that's going to impact lives, one that's going to expand your reach. And in this training, I'm going to show you how to capture that dream, because it's a good dream. It's a worthy dream. So that being said, welcome again to the masterclass. And this is Ann Shibani. Today, I'm going to share with you the 3 things you need to know before you write a book for your business so you can get the perfect outcome you're after. And once you get clear on these 3 things, writing a book is going to be 1,000 times easier and faster. I aim for you to hit that keyboard of yours with your fingers on fire. That way, you can write a life-changing book that establishes you as a leader in your field. You're going to be able to attract ideal clients and have them yearn to work with you or buy what you sell. You're going to be able to make an impact, create a legacy, help others by solving real-world problems. You're going to have so much more reach and more income. You're going to be able to step into the spotlight, not blend in with the woodwork. And you're going to be able to enjoy bigger stages and juicier opportunities. So if that sounds good, you are in the right place. So my goal today is to give you these things. And I hate that word because things. It doesn't describe anything, but I'm going to use it anyway. This way you can write a powerful book and you can drop kick procrastination once and for all. And you can drive that book to completion. And by the end of this masterclass, you'll know exactly what to do so you can carry on doing the important work you want to do in the world, transforming lives, inspiring others, and expanding your reach, all while making a healthy living doing so. The very things a powerful book will allow you to do. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to implement these 3 things so you can write a book that matters for everyone involved, for you, namely the author, and for your readers. Using just one of these things that I'll be sharing with you today, my client Mary landed herself a 6-figure traditional publishing house deal with Hay House. Her book, Turn Autism Around, has not only impacted the lives of thousands and thousands of readers, which has always been her main objective, but it's created enormous opportunities for her and her business. When you get all 3 things, you'll be ready to write a book that will yield you exponential growth in both your impact and your income. And these things don't require that you spend years writing or to step out of your business to get your book done. Because that there is one of the biggest reasons so many of us business owners don't get started. These 3 things don't require you to be anything more than you are right now, because you, and I'm talking to little old you can write a book that changes lives, even if your topic has been written about before, by bigger deals than you. Another notion that paralyzes would-be authors. In fact, these 3 things will not only help you write a better book, they'll help you grow your business, and they'll draw the right people to you as if by magic. They'll give you the confidence to claim your expertise, to step up and be seen, to capture that dream. All right, let's talk about commitment for a moment, because I'm committed to playing full out for the next, 90 minutes. and I'm going to hold nothing back. I'm going to go deep with the concepts I teach my private clients. And I'm going to give you exactly what you need so you can see concrete results, solid writing that draws people to you and transforms lives in the next 30 days. In exchange, I want to ask you for a commitment. I want you to invite you to play full out, being fully attentive, really focused on what I'm sharing with you today. And I want to invite you to take the information I'm offering you, and rather than resisting, asking yourself, how can I apply this in my business and my writing, knowing that the two are intertwined, because that's the way you're going to see the fast results. Would that be okay? I can't see you, but I can feel you. So excellent. I'm going to do everything I can to maximize the value you get out of our limited time together today. And I promise to show you how you can learn more by the time we are done. Since you're here, you're probably busy running a demanding business, and I'm guessing it's getting bigger. I'm betting you don't have time to make costly mistakes. You don't have endless resources to fritter away. And it's time you wrote a book, the right book, the book that positions you as a category authority, because you can't afford to ignore this fact. It's not only costing you money, but it's also impacting your ability to have the reach that you want. If that sounds like you again, you are in the right place. Since you're a business owner looking to write a book, I'm guessing you're experiencing at least some of these problems. You barely have time to shower, let alone write a book. Your mind goes blank the minute you open an empty Word document. You've already tried your hand at the whole book writing thing. It's just that you had no idea you could produce such garbage. It's all been written about before, so what on earth do you have to add? Who would be interested? You don't know enough yet. You're young in your business and still perfecting your proprietary process. You've got 18 different projects you could take on, and you're not sure a book should take priority. Now, let me start by saying that the way most of us think about writing a book for your business is all wrong. And that was certainly the case for me. Whenever I heard the word business book, I heard it's going to take a ton of time and effort. It's going to be impossible if I'm trying to run a business. I sure didn't think I could work on a book and serve my clients at the same time. No way, no how, because those two just don't mix. So it was either book writing or running a business, one or the other. Otherwise, I'd never have time to sleep. And early on in my writing career, I did spend a lot of time working on a book, striving for perfection. And I completely ignored the rest of my business because I believed writing was supposed to be all-encompassing. You name the misconception, and I bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. And you name the endless hours getting nowhere, and I spent them, because book writing meant suffering. That's what I learned in grad school, until I discovered the power and efficacy of the things that I'll be sharing with you today. In fact, one of these things immediately saved me 2 years in the book writing process, all while growing my business and serving clients. Now, of course, you're welcome to spend way more time and money than you need to produce a book for your business if you want, because that's not hard to do. But what you're going to discover today is that the most effective book for your business, the kind that will bring those ideal clients to your door and transform their lives, the ones who will pay good money to work with you on a much more intimate level, those books are based on the very things that support your business. When you write this kind of book, understanding and utilizing these 3 things, the rest of your business will fall into place. The book doesn't remove you from your business. It makes your work so much easier. Can you see how amazing that would be? How simple life would be? How it would change everything? to be able to write an effective book that changes lives and makes everything else in your business flow and grow. Yeah, I think you're probably ready to learn how to do this. Excellent. Because what we're talking about is the key to unlocking a huge opportunity that's yours for the taking. More business owners today are writing and publishing books than ever before. Thanks to publishing platforms like Amazon, far more folks can share their wisdom in the pages of a book with those who need it most. They can create long-lasting relationships with their readers through their lessons and stories, all without the insurmountable roadblocks common only a decade ago. As coaches and consultants helping professionals, we get to transform lives with our books, and the ripples of our message can change the world. Can you see how this can change everything? Freeing you up to do the amazing work you're called to do in the world without getting caught in the hall of mirrors called book writing. So, who am I and why should you listen to me? I run Summit Press Publishers, a boutique publishing house specializing in well-crafted business books. Over the last decade, I've had the privilege of developing and publishing hundreds of polished business books to serve authors from every corner of the globe. And I've watched them use those books to grow their influence, income, and impact. These books have won awards, launched new iteration of their businesses, magnetized high-paying clients, and won them career catalyzing attention because the right book can do these things. In the process, I've learned a lot of lessons. What works in business books and what doesn't. What draws readers in and what drives them away. What inspires target readers and what only confuses them. I discovered the proven path to extraordinary business book success, far outstripping anything I'd learned in grad school at Harvard, where I got my writing degree. But even more than that, I discovered the path to true expression, true clarity of messaging, and I want this gift for you. But I haven't just helped my clients, I've helped myself. By writing and publishing my own business book, How to Eat the Elephant, I drew to me the very opportunities my clients have enjoyed. That book put me on stages, on the radio, and on podcasts. That book has had strangers begging to work with me because they resonated with me and my simple system. Those strangers wanted to write something powerful that would build their businesses and support their brand, and they didn't want to spend years doing so. And that's precisely what I helped them achieve. But I'm going to leave the story there for a moment because I want to dive into the things that I'll be sharing with you today, the things that gave not just my authors, but me, the jumpstart I needed that restored my hope in the vision that I had. That vision I had of creating an amazing book that mattered, not some pipe dream. And before we're done, I promise that I'll share with you the entire code for business book writing and exactly how to produce something even better than you'd hope without stepping away from your other responsibilities to do so. Because when I put all the pieces together, when I cracked the entire code, oh my God, the floodgates opened. Within 7 months of publishing my business book, I was enjoying a solid 6-figure income as a coach based on its content. I had strangers raising their hand to work with me everywhere I looked. Those strangers wanted to write something powerful that would build their business and support their brand, and they didn't want to spend years doing so. And that's what I help folks achieve. Before we finish today, I'm going to share with you how to write just such a business book without falling victim to some common mistakes. I want you to know what's possible. I want you to know that it's possible to write a magnetizing business book even when you're crazy business. Even if you have enough knowledge to fill 50 volumes, which only serves to overwhelm you, even if you haven't the faintest clue where to start or stop for that matter. So you can have the spotlight that comes with it all, as well as the respect. So you can become known as a leading authority in your field. We're going to talk about what you need to know to make that book effective for it to serve your readers and your business. Because the overall system I'll be telling you about not only worked for me, but it's worked for hundreds of business authors from all around the globe who I've had the privilege of training and supporting. Now, if you're here today, I'm guessing that one of a few things may be happening. You've got thousands of ideas for a book and you can't decide on a winner. So you don't write anything because how are you supposed to choose? Or you're worried that you're going to commit all that time and energy to write a book that gets you zero ROI, or that you'll start it and never finish it. Or you have way too much content lying around and no clue how to put it into book form, so there it all sits in the bottom drawer. Well, you're in the right place, because the 3 things that I'm going to share with you today will solve those issues. You'll walk away knowing exactly what to do to write a book for your business more efficiently with far greater impact. In fact, by implementing just one of these strategies I'm going to share with you today, my client, Stephen, transformed his hazy idea and aborted first draft into a book for his business that turned him into an industry pundit. But hear me on this. If you've had challenges with your book writing in the past, you certainly aren't alone, and it's not your fault. There's a lot of information out there on the internet that makes book writing seem complicated, and a lot of noise that tells you that you need to spend a ton of money on month-long writing retreats in Bali to get anything done. And there's an awful lot of information on the internet that makes book writing seem ridiculously easy. Like you should be able to write a book that matters over a single weekend. If you can't get beyond the first page after 48 hours, you're only going to assume that it's you, that you're not cut out for the job. But as I'm going to share with you today, none of those things are true. In fact, business book writing at its core is simple, really simple, and effective writing, the real stuff, doesn't need a lot of time and effort thrown at it, but it does need some. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so let's dive in. The first thing you need to know before you write a book is your true why. You've got to be clear on your motivation for writing a book, and there is no wrong motivation, just misaligned motivations. You may think you want to write a book for your business, but is that really true? Really? I teach people how to write books for their business, and the first question we run to ground is the true motivation for writing a book in the first place, because when you don't know, lots of things can go wrong. All right, what do I mean by motivation? My friend Matthew is a corporate speaker who makes tons of money talking about Hoshin Kanri, which is a strategic planning system used by Toyota and other successful Japanese companies. And Matthew, he's like a really eclectic dude and prolific too. In the last 10 years, he's written and published 7 books. In total, with design, editing, and printing, he has spent $110,000, not to mention 1 billion hours. And with the exception of a workbook he gives away at speaking events, none of his books have a thing to do with Hoshin Kanri. Instead, he writes about the golden ratio as it applies to health, beauty, and longevity, the Fibonacci sequences found in nature, and how you can harness their power to do, I'm not really sure. All of this is interesting stuff, but none of this is related to his business. Matthew's big why for writing a book has nothing to do with building his business. Matthew's big why is to share his passion for cool ideas. So think about it. Do you want to share your passion for raising healthy toddlers when you make your living as a financial planner? Trust me when I say this is not a crazy question. Matthew works on passion projects like intellectual pursuits, and he's not worried about growing his business or attracting more clients because he's been speaking for 2 decades and makes nearly $1 million a year. Corporations come to him. He's got the time and money to spend on something that isn't going to attract clients or position him in the market, and he's okay with that. If you're here today wondering if writing a book might help you attract and impact more clients and grow your business, you might not want to fool around with passion projects that have nothing to do with your business yet. I can't tell you how many times business owners wind up with a passion project rather than a targeted business book because it's just that easy to do. If you come at book writing without a strategy and some very clear goals, and there's one other complication that crops up when you're unclear on your why. Often, those new to their business think they want to write a business book, when in fact, they're looking to share their story and their journey. Instead of writing something relevant to their audience, they accidentally produce something that resembles a memoir. Now, is your personal story and your journey relevant? That's a question that needs to be answered before launching into a project, because sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. Writing about stuff you enjoy or find meaningful without thought to how it relates to your target market is a problem. And this is probably the #1 rookie mistake. And it's easy to fix with just a little examination. Why? Let's go back to why. Whether coaches, consultants, accountants, lawyers, financial advisors, healthcare professionals, we're all after one thing: to differentiate yourself from the rest of the noise so you can reach your people, to create an amazing experience for them so they'll remember you for life and want to work with you because they're such big fans. So something also has to be in it for your reader. You have to know their why for reading it, or you're going to wind up wasting time. So my client Una is a coach in an overcrowded industry. You cannot swing a cat without hitting someone in the weight loss and wellness industry. Una wanted to differentiate herself from the herd with her book, and she wanted to show other 40-year-old mothers that they could change their relationship with food and exercise one habit at a time. Just so you know, her unique approach, the energy behind her mission, that big why that drove her to write a book, landed her a publishing deal with Random Penguin House. Her book, Healthy as Fuck, has helped tens of thousands, and it's put her on TV, radio, podcast. It's created enormous opportunities for her and her business, and she's got raving fans. Trust me when I say Una was very clear on her big why before she started writing her book. She knew that a memoir wouldn't get her there. Would you like to create raving fans for your business with a book? If so, within the next 24 hours, I'd like you to complete this assignment. Spell out in gruesome detail your big why for writing a book. What is your driving force for writing a book? What do you hope to accomplish? Remember, there is no wrong why, just misaligned whys. All right, let's dive into a second powerful thing. Before you write a book for your business, you must be clear on your business foundation. And this is all about understanding your readers, what's relevant to them and what's not. What do I mean by foundation? Here are the essential components which you should be able to recite like a chip dip recipe. The big result you help your clients achieve in understandable terms. The associated financial, spiritual, emotional, and physical benefits that accompany that big result. Your target audience or readers, including the stage they're at along the problem-solution continuum. The basic dance steps your target audience must take to get the big result they're after. All right, I'm going to give you an example. Yuri wanted to write a book to establish himself as a cryptocurrency expert. And when he arrived on the doorstep, he had a draft of a book that wasn't working as well as he'd hoped, and he didn't know why. In fact, it was foggy and confusing. Before we could fix it, we had to go back to his business foundation. What was the big result he helped his clients achieve? The ability to invest in cryptocurrencies safely and make more money by picking the best options. The associated financial benefit of this big result? Well, make more money with far less risk. That's easy. The associated spiritual benefit? Release stuck ideas and attitudes around money, adjust the money mindset, and open up the reader to novel possibilities. The associated emotional benefit, excitement, because they no longer had to follow the old rules set by the man. Physical benefits, they could sleep better, not worrying about getting ripped off. Now, the clearly defined target audience and the stage they were at, beginners to the crypto game, usually male between the ages of 18 and 30, a little rebellious, likely the only crypto they'd ever heard of was Bitcoin, and they didn't know anything else, just that it sounded exciting and cutting edge. The dance steps they'd need to take: learn the difference between standard currency and cryptocurrency, learn how blockchains work, which will ensure security and govern trades, and so on and so on and so on, until they were investing, trading, and spending cryptocurrency to their heart's content. You must understand the needs and desires of your target market, aka your reading audience, and determine the biggest result your clients get when they hire you and the associated deep-rooted benefits. Deliver that one big promise with your stories, demonstrated the deep-rooted benefits as well, and you are on your way to having a compelling book and some major impact. When you write a book with your target audience in mind, then they'll read it and value it. Once the foundation was clarified, Yuri got rid of all the lessons and stories that wouldn't be understood by newbies. And Yuri got rid of random personal snippets that had nothing to do with the big result his target audience was after or any of the benefits they'd enjoy. And that book, Yuri's book, turned him into a crypto influencer and became the foundation of his online programs. And that book also got him into MIT grad school, a highly coveted spot, which is random, I know, but like, how much fun is that? These basic components must be clear before you start writing your book, or you're going to have a way harder time than you should. And the experience you create for your reader will not be good. Get these fundamentals under your belt first before you start putting stuff on the page, which leads me to assignment number 2. Again, within the next 24 hours, I would like you to identify the big result you help your clients achieve in understandable terms. The associated financial, spiritual, emotional, and physical benefits that accompany that big result, your target audience, including the stage they're at along the problem-solution continuum, and the basic dance steps your target audience must take to get the big result they're after. Okay, on to the next thing you need to know before you write your book. This thing Okay, this thing is going to save you 2 or 3 years, maybe more. You have to curate content or you will overwhelm your reader. If you're a service provider, if you're in a helping profession, you wound up in your position in all likelihood because you enjoy helping others. You want to give it to them all. Everything you can think of to help others solve their problems and then some, and like to want to give everybody everything you've got, that's noble. Now, if you've got an advanced degree and years of experience, holy cow, you know a lot. Think of all the information you can give people to sort them out. Think of the help you can offer. By the way, the more you think you know, the more challenging writing a book can be because of the tendency to overwhelm your reader. But what happens when you try to solve every problem known to man with one book is that you create something confusing and unreadable. So instead of throwing in everything you know about your topic, about the problems you encounter in your business, including the kitchen sink and your entire life story, you want to curate your content using your foundation as the filter. Notice how we are back to that business foundation. And you want to focus on a single problem, one that your avatar recognizes and wants solved urgently so. So I'm going to expound here with Vicki. Vicki is an international speaker, business consultant, and a coach, and she's been showing small business owners how to thrive, not just survive, for more than 25 years. Vicki enables her clients to get a grip on their business vision from day one. It's all about understanding one's financials, establishing systems, and creating structures to support business growth. In other words, Vicki knows an awful lot. And Vicki is an incredibly kind person, which means she wants to go the extra mile to solve it all. So when Vicki showed up with a draft in hand, it was clear that we had ourselves a case of information overload. She had 2 years worth of business lessons embedded in just the first chapter. Vicki wanted to teach contractors everything they needed to know about staying profitable, having effective sales conversation, managing client, managing employee expectations, understanding spreadsheets and accounting reports, and so on and so forth. You catch my drift. Except it was way too much. Readers are looking to solve one urgent problem at a time, even if we, the expert, know that problem to be an 8-headed hydra without a narrowed scope, without the promise of a solution to a very particular urgent problem, one that the reader can identify with. The book will lead to information overload, and we know what happens to those. Yeah, trash can. Vicki knew something was off, but what? So she knew she had to do something, but what? That's the question we all ask. Vicki got down to brass tacks. She chose from among the most common presenting problems she encountered in her field and walked the reader through her signature process for solving it. She focused on the main steps and left the secondary stuff off the page, because only then will readers identify with the problem. Only then will they recognize that Vicki has the solution to the very urgent problem. Only then will they want to hire her to solve that problem and others, or put her in front of their audiences, because remember, Vicki is a speaker as well. Event planners would be looking for that outcome too. We need a limited scope so we don't overwhelm our readers with massive amounts of information, no matter how valuable. We need to solve one problem at a time, not take on global warming. And here's what this did for Vicki. Her book is so readable, her clients are out there promoting it to people in their field. She's so clear on her signature system that she's created an online course to handle the client overflow. By focusing on contractors, dramatizing their urgent problem in such an insightful way, she's become the go-to expert in that particular niche. So the lesson in this, you must curate your content, you must choose one urgent problem to solve, reducing it to its simplest components, walking your reader through a step-by-step solution. Oh, and that material that you reluctantly leave to the side and it hurts, that can be your next book. Which brings me to assignment 3. Again, within the next 24 hours, I would like you to identify the one urgent problem you can help your client solve in a step-by-step fashion. This is the linchpin problem that, if solved, will make everything else in their lives or businesses that much easier to fix. So these 3 things: getting clear on your big why for writing a book so you don't accidentally write a book about an unrelated passion or a memoir, when your aim is to write a targeted business book, because it's just that easy to do. If you come at book writing without a strategy, without a clear outcome in mind, that can, and dare I say, will happen. Then there's getting clear on your business foundation, identifying the big result your clients get when they work with you, the associated benefits of that big result, who those clients are, in other words, your target market, right down to the stage they're at, where they are on the problem-solution continuum, and the step-by-step process you take them through to get that desired result, so you know what's relevant to your reader and what's not, what should go in your book and what shouldn't. That means curating your content, using your foundation as the filter for what goes into your book and what doesn't, so you don't overwhelm your reader. Understanding that less is more, that you must choose one urgent problem to solve, reducing it to its simplest components, and walk your reader through a step-by-step solution so everybody gets what they want. That curating your content, that there should save you 2 or 3 years. These 3 things are the most important filters for your book, bar none, and I've shared the details on them so that you can actually get clear on them before you write a book, like right away, like now. And with just these 3 things, you can create amazing outcomes. You can create a book that matters to all involved. So then I want to ask you to commit. I gave you specific actions in connection with the implementation of each of these 3 things. And I recommend that you take action on these things within the next 24 hours. So will you commit to doing that? Because action, even imperfect action, will create momentum. So will you take action on these 3 things within the next 24 hours? I can feel you out there. Okay, excellent. Because doing these things are super effective. They're the things that make business book writing so much easier and so much more effective, so you can impact lives and attract all the high value, high paying clients you want. Because remember how you yourself often find the high level experts you want to work with, the ones whose message resonates with you from the pages of the book. But I have one more really important teaching point for you. The thing that will set your book apart in the marketplace, the thing that will capture your readers' hearts and minds, is the thing that most business book writers miss entirely: the importance of story. You may want to share your tools and your system and your statistics and your research and your concepts and your philosophy behind achieving your big result. But what can easily happen is that you wind up with a series of written instructions or snippets of your process that we're useful, it's useful stuff. Come on, we all know it's useful. They are about as interesting and cohesive as the back of a cereal box. Story is the glue that holds all the pieces together and makes information sticky. You want someone to remember something? You give them the data in sandwich form, neatly inserted between two slices of story. In books that change lives, that get read from cover to cover again and again, we need stories. You see, in order to have a successful business book, one that will get you podcast interviews and invitations to workshops and online summits to share your work and more, you need stories and a structure to help organize those stories. You'll need to identify useful material you already have, create new material from scratch, and you'll want to know how to polish your writing, how to revise. You'll need to know about the writing process and the obstacles you'll encounter so they don't throw you, and the kind of professionals who can help, the cool places you can get support, and the different ways you can publish, because that choice should probably be made before you start writing. And all of these pieces are essential for a successful business book, one that does the job and takes much less time to write. Now, you have all the pieces, but what I've discovered is that way too many business owners don't know how to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Not even close. I see the poor results every day come across my desk in my publishing house. And I get it. You are talking to someone who spent 5 years on a memoir that sits in the bottom drawer. I hit every obstacle there is and had no clue who I was writing a book for or why, what my message was or what I wanted to leave people with, the ideas I wanted them to have, what problem I was addressing. Because, by the way, even memoirs need to address an identifiable problem. Way too many business owners suffer. They want to write something meaningful, something that will transform lives and catapult their businesses, but they can't seem to get it off the launching pad, or they can't finish what they started, or they can't figure out where the cart went off the tracks. And way too many business owners throw in the towel because they haven't been able to put these critical pieces together by themselves. Then it is with great pleasure that I introduce you to the influential author formula. The influential author formula is a hands-on, step-by-step online training that gives you a proven, reliable system and the tools and methods you need to write a book that will impact lives and attract clients and opportunities that will give you reach and make you money. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to implement the influential author formula over the next 45 days so that you can finally write that book, make the impact you want to make, and enjoy the prosperity and the reach that you deserve. With the influential author formula, you get the entire roadmap for writing and publishing an impactful and highly profitable business book so that there's absolutely no guesswork on your part. You know exactly what to do and when to do it. You get the complete recipe for writing success so that you don't need to go anywhere else to get the ingredients you need to produce the kind of book you've always dreamed of, the kind that would put you on the stage with Oprah. Everything you need is at your fingertips. You get a proven formula, one that's worked for hundreds of smart consultants, coaches, service providers, business professionals like you from all around the world, so that you can sleep soundly knowing that your success is assured. You can look at a blank document and not break into a cold sweat. You'll be able to transform lives all around the world. You'll garner the respect of colleagues and be seen as a go-to expert in your field. And like tossing a pebble in a pond, you'll create ripples with your work, touching the lives of people all around the globe, touching the lives of people you don't even know with the gifts and talents that you have and the message that you share. The Influential Author Formula is a 7-module program delivered to you over 6 weeks. In Module 1, you'll get problem, solution, big results, benefits. This is the business foundation that supports your whole book, the sturdy underpinnings. Here we go deeper on that big result you help your clients achieve, the benefits that accompany that big result, as well as identify your target market and their deepest, darkest desires on a far more nuanced level. Remember, if you don't get this right, you'll find yourself trying to address every problem known to man, and probably the wrong man at that. In other words, your reader will go straight into overwhelm mode and wonder if you understand the first thing about him, and you'll be the last person he wants to hire. In Module 2, you'll get how to choose the right genre, starter material identification, and an understanding of the real writing process, all of which allow you to make the first linchpin writing decisions, avoid unnecessary work, and hold steady right up to the obstacle-studded finish line. And if you don't get this stuff right, you'll either start in on the wrong kind of book or waltz right past useful material you don't actually need to recreate, or immediately give up at the first sign of trouble, or spend 10 years working on a book that no one will ever read. Worse, you may wake up one day only to discover that some competitor is standing on the stage right in your spotlight, holding up his or her book. In Module 3, you'll get how to write a killer story, which allows you to make the information you share sticky for the reader and make you appear relatable. And newsflash, there are tricks to that craft. If you don't get this right, you'll create another textbook or slather the page with ramblings, which will inspire no one. Without story, you won't be invited to participate in media interviews or conferences because no one wants to stick an encyclopedia in front of their audience. In Module 4, you'll get blueprint development, which allows you to create the proper organizational structure for your stories. And this is the structure that will help your readers follow a specific transformational path and demonstrate to them that you understand them on a visceral level, that you have the solution to their very urgent problem, that you know how to get them to the promised land. And if you don't get this right, you'll have a sloppy mess that sucks your message into a big black hole. Your signature system will be buried so deep that your reader couldn't find it with a pickaxe. In Module 5, you'll get Revision Rescue, which allows you to better shape your stories, sharpen your message, and polish your delivery before you release your book into the world. This is the stuff most writers want to avoid, simply because they don't know how to do it. If you don't get this right, you'll likely produce a book that damages you and your brand. In Module 6, you'll get continuing support and professional service, which allows you to identify the right fresh-eyed professional who can do some of the heavy lifting for you. Which one do you need and when? Where can you go for support and guidance before you're ready to hit the publish button? That's what this module is all about. And if you don't get this right, you'll do one of two things. You'll succumb to perfectionism and go blind, reading the same paragraph 350 times, or wind up publishing a mistake-ridden book far too soon, and no one has got time nor the inclination for that. In Module 7, you'll get the top 3 publishing options, which allows you to choose the best publication method for your purposes and navigate the associated gauntlet. If you don't get this right, you may spend years pursuing a traditional publishing house contract, even if it doesn't serve your end game. Or you go crazy learning how to self-publish instead of hiring the production tasks out. You can make a lot of money off the back of your book, but man, you have got to understand the rules of the publishing game. And all of these modules are designed to do one thing: guide you smoothly through the process of writing and publishing an influential book that will establish you as the go-to expert in your field, all in no less than 6 months, all while avoiding the costly mistakes that take other entrepreneurs down at the knees. The first time I sold this program, 35 Tony Robbins coaching clients paid me $2,500 to participate. And like, you can buy it on my website right now for $1,997. For you to try to do this yourself will require at least 100 hours. And my experience is that you're going to blow $10,000 or more in missteps to achieve the same results that I'm going to be teaching you. The only other group that has received this material is my inner circle of private clients who pay me $40,000 a year. But I'm not going to charge you that if you invest on this masterclass, because I'm convinced that this is the fastest and best way to teach this material, and I really want to get this work out into the world. So I'm inviting you to enroll for a limited time for an investment of just $997. But as I was putting this masterclass together, I looked at the incredible value that this program offers, giving you a complete and comprehensive roadmap for writing and publishing a book for your business in as little as 6 months for just $997. And I got excited thinking about the amazing changes that those who chose to invest in it would be making in their lives. But then I had a thought. If someone who had just invested in this program and had a complete and comprehensive roadmap for writing and publishing a book for their business in as little as 6 months, what else would they need? And I realized that even though this program provides a complete and comprehensive roadmap, they would get even better results if they had the ability to identify their readers so they can magnify their influence with their book and make a lot more money. So I had this training, how to turn your book into a money machine. With this training, you'll be able to form relationships with your readers, stay in touch with them until they're ready to buy more from you, and easily offer them other products and services. It's great to have a book out in the world, but the real magic happens when you create these long-lasting relationships with your readers and turn them into lifelong fans and customers. You can buy How to Turn Your Book into a Money Machine as a standalone product for like $97 right now. But I really want to give you amazing value today. So I'm going to include it as a free bonus. But then I had another thought. What else would help them get even better results? What else would make that book even more valuable? And I realized it's knowing precisely what to sell those readers after they finish the book. So I have this training, 5 ways to make 6 figures with your book. It's a tool that helps you 10x the income you can make from your book. With it, you'll be able to make bigger offers to your readers, the very same readers you keep in touch with, because you've developed trust and credibility with them. You'll be able to turn your book content into an assortment of related products that can earn you a lot more money. You can turn your book into a money machine as a standalone product right now for $197. But I really want to give you amazing value today. So I'm going to include it as a free bonus. Of course, I had another thought because I don't stop thinking. What else would help you get even better results? And I realized it's knowing precisely how to turn your social media followers into book buyers. Once those followers buy and read your book, you've got the beginning of a profitable relationship. These nice people will buy more and more from you. I asked Joy Foster of Tech Pixies to show you how to become far more visible, far more magnetic and strategic and efficient on the very platforms frequented by your target audience. This is how the big name authors sell a ton of books and hit the bestseller charts, and now you can too with this training. You can buy Social Media Superhero Bootcamp as a standalone product for $97, but I really want to give you amazing value today, so I'm going to include it as a free bonus. Of course, I wasn't done thinking. What else would help them get even better results, I wondered. And that was like in the middle of the night. And I realized it's knowing precisely how to get an agent and land an exclusive book deal. Because a book deal can lead to stellar opportunities like sitting across from Oprah on her stage. So I brought my friend in from Lucinda Literary Agency to give you a hush-hush tutorial on how to get an agent. You want to know what agents and acquisition editors really look for when evaluating a book? What makes one book idea more appealing than another? Popular trends in the industry versus the topics that have been overdone. Who has a fighting chance to land a big publishing deal? Who doesn't and why? You are going to love this awesome bonus. You can't buy this Hush Hush tutorial as a standalone product. In fact, you'd need to pay $3,000 to attend a writer's workshop to have access to this information, to get this kind of schooling. But I'm including this one as one more valuable bonus. Of course, I had another thought because I really, really want you to hit this out of the park. What else would help you get even better results? And of course, I realized that the thing that would make all the difference in the world would be direct support from a real live person. A 1-hour private call with me or one of my top coaches. This way, you'll be able to bounce your book ideas off of us and decide on the very best book concept given your why and your market. So you can finally cut the overwhelm and make a considered choice. Can you imagine speaking to a professional who understands business and books, who can see the bigger picture and ask you the questions you haven't even thought to ask yourself? Do you think that might be valuable? You can buy an hour of our time as a standalone product for $4.97, but I really want to give you amazing value today, so I'm going to include it as a free bonus. And for the first 10 attendees to register during this live masterclass, you are guaranteed a call with me, the head of a publishing house. You'll want to act swiftly. And here's what you get when you invest in the influential author formula. You get the entire roadmap for writing and publishing a meaningful and highly profitable book for your business, so that there's absolutely no guesswork on your part. You know exactly what to do and when to do it. You get the complete recipe for business book success so that you don't need to go anywhere else to get the ingredients you need to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Everything you need is at your fingertips. You get a proven, reliable formula, one that's worked for hundreds of smart business owners like you from all around the globe, so that you can sleep soundly, knowing that your success is assured. With the influential author formula, you'll be able to transform your business and impact lives. You'll garner the respect of colleagues and be seen as a go-to expert in your field. You'll make the money you want and enjoy the impact that you deserve. And like tossing a pebble in a pond, you will create ripples with your book. You will touch the lives of people all around the globe. You'll touch the lives of people you don't even know with the gifts and talents that you have and the message that you share. With the bonus of how to turn your book into a money machine, you'll be able to magnify your influence with your book and make a lot more money, form relationships with your readers, stay in touch with them until they're ready to buy more from you, and offer them other products and services. With the bonus of 5 ways to make 6 figures with your book, you'll be able to 10x the income you make from your book, make bigger offers to your readers, turn your book content into an assortment of related products that earn you a lot more money. With the bonus of social media superhero bootcamp, you'll become far more visible, magnetic, strategic, and efficient on the very platforms frequented by your target audience. Then turn your social media followers into buyers. With the bonus of Lucinda Literary Agency's Hush Hush tutorial, you'll be able to hook an agent and land a book deal so you can garner exclusive opportunities reserved for traditionally published authors. With the bonus of a 1-hour private call with me or one of my top coaches, you'll be able to bounce your book ideas off of us and decide on the very best book concept, given your why and your market, so you can finally cut the overwhelm and make a considered choice. Like Mozella, author of Rise, a woman's leadership speaker and transformational retreat host, she was able to share her story of climbing Kilimanjaro at the age of 60. The lessons she learned along the way to inspire her audience to take on hairy, audacious goals. By teasing out the life lessons from her experience, she was able to uncover her unique process for goal achievement. That clarity of process got her exactly what she wanted: more speaking opportunities and more inspired clients willing to choose Mozella's retreats over others, and far more lucrative speaking opportunities. And like Edith, a psychotherapist specializing in trauma recovery, Edith wanted to share her life's research and work with a huge non-academic audience. She had to get really clear on her process, her new target audience, and the stories that would move them, and use them to create a book that would not only inspire but sell. Edith knew traditional publishing was the way to go, given the reach she was after. And that's what Edith was able to do. Using the principles we teach in the Influential Author Formula, Edith was able to garner herself a 6-figure deal, and her book is primed to help millions. The Influential Author Formula has helped coaches, consultants, speakers, service providers, and business professionals from all around the globe, from all walks of life: finance, alternative healthcare, psychology, fitness, construction, law, real estate, IT, and just about every other background you can imagine. And to make sure that this works for you specifically, I am proud to announce my 14-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. So here's what you get. The Influential Author Formula, valued at $1,997. How to turn your book into a money machine, valued at $97. 5 ways to make 6 figures with your book, valued at $197. Social Media Superhero Bootcamp, valued at $97. Lucinda Literary Agency's Hush Hush tutorial, valued at $3,000. An Hour of Power with me or one of my top coaches, valued at $497. And remember that you're guaranteed a call with me if you're one of the first 10 people to register. That is a total value of, just to round it off, because yeah, I did a lot of math, but it's rounded off to $6,000. All for $997 for a very limited time. In fact, this offer ends on Sunday, October 3rd at midnight Pacific. You need to act now because class is starting. Our first call takes place on Tuesday the 5th. That's just around the corner. The Influential Author Formula includes problem, solution, big result, benefits, how to choose a genre, starter material identification and understanding of the real writing process, how to write a killer story, blueprint development, revision rescue, continuing support and professional services, and the top 3 publishing options so you can create your powerful business book. You'll have live online access to me as I walk you through each module and answer your burning questions as you write. If you can't join us for our scheduled weekly calls, send in your questions and download the replay anytime. Like I said, our startup date is just around the corner, Tuesday the 5th. You'll hear me coaching dozens of different types of entrepreneurs on creating their influential book. And let me tell you, sometimes it takes someone else to ask a question you didn't even know you had. You'll also have lifetime access to step-by-step downloadable exercises, a bonus audio series of expert interviews containing the real skinny on publishing costs and experiences, which will save you time, grief, and money, and so much more. You'll see this offer is right here on the right-hand sidebar. If you click on that link, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and you'll see the full pay option or the easy 3-pay option if that would serve you better. Click on one of those buttons and you'll see an order form. You'll be able to fill that out in like a minute or two. Remember, if you'd like that bonus call with me, you'll want to head there right now. We've got a lot of people on the call and I only have 10 of these private sessions to offer. This is a phenomenal value. And the handouts, the done-for-you templates, the extra trainings I'm including are truly priceless because having all this means that you can get started immediately and there's no guesswork about what to do because everything is laid out for you and you save a ton of your time and energy. Yes, it's true. You want something done, give it to a busy person, but there's no reason we can't make this job easier, more time effective, and higher yielding. Again, the link to register is at the right. You can go ahead and do that now. It will take a minute or two. And then you'll be able to sit and we'll continue with the rest of the training. So here's the biggest objection I get when I talk to entrepreneurs about my influential author formula, why they're afraid to get started. I'm busier than the average bear, they say. I don't know if I have time right now to get a book written. I don't know if the influential author formula will make the job easy enough. Well, we've helped hedge fund managers with young families like my client Mara, psychologists with full caseloads like Edith, bi-coastal consultants who live on airplanes like Yuri. If they can find the time to follow simple step-by-step instructions and write a book, I'm betting that you can too. There are tricks to getting a book written in a concentrated period of time, doing it right. And I share all of those with you in this program. If not now, when? When is your life going to get any less hectic? And anyway, the design of a business book is to have something out there in the world working for you, making your marketing, your sales conversations, your promotions, your content creation that much easier. Can you afford not to have a book out there doing its job? That's the real question. Here's what I know to be true with all of my heart. Everything you and I have achieved in life happened because we took a risk of some kind. I'm betting you see the truth in this as well, because you wouldn't be where you are right now if you hadn't risked. I share this because it's possible. It's possible to write a book for your business even when you're crazy busy, even when you have enough knowledge to fill 50 volumes, which only serves to overwhelm you. Even if you haven't the faintest clue where to start or stop for that matter. So you're going to have the spotlight that comes with it, as well as the respect. So you can have the authority in your field and the reach. But only write this book for your business if you want your readers to know, like, and trust you, to see you as the answer to their problems, to be willing to move heaven and earth to hire you. If you want to rise above the noise, to be seen as the go-to expert in your field, to be the one that gets the keynote instead of the after lunch breakout session. If you want to elevate your brand and land yourself on the morning talk shows, if you want to buy back your time to enjoy a balanced life with your friends and family instead of hustling for new business 24/7. If you want the confidence and clarity, a deep sense of purpose and mission, the sense that what you're doing out there actually matters to everyone involved. if you want to easily double your rates and turn negative clients away, if you want to feel connected to your readers in ways you never dreamed possible, if you want to connect with your purpose, your message, your mission, possibly for the first time in your life, if you want to change people's lives, save them from a no-win situation or allow the scales to fall from their eyes, if you want a global reach and the kind of gravitas that puts you on Oprah's radar. But this course is not for you. If you're looking for a flashy business card book you can produce in a weekend, or you want to throw some transcripts together and publish it quickly on Amazon, if you're not all that hard pressed to take your business to a whole new level, because that sounds like a lot of bother, if you love reinventing the wheel and doing things the hard way. So you have two choices. You can try to go it alone using willpower and guesswork and hope that you get it right so that you can make the money you want, make a bigger impact in the world. You can start it and hope it all works out. And where has that gotten you thus far? Because I suspect that's what we've accomplished. I suspect that what we have in fact accomplished together in the last 60 minutes is more than most people and perhaps you have accomplished in months of working alone. So yes, you can totally do it on your own. Or you can get the help you need from me as an expert in business books, as someone who has done all this, who has developed a system that will enable you to do it faster, quicker, and easier. Why start from scratch and try to figure it out on your own, continuing to a piecemeal approach when I've laid out your exact step-by-step blueprint for writing the very kind of book that appeals to your target market, that sets you apart from the other players in your field, that marks you as the go-to expert, that gives you clout, gravitas, authority, and impact, one that's been tested and proven. Would you not like to have that in your life? So by having this expert guidance and the hand-holding I'll give you during this process, I can give you the help you need to circumvent all of those challenges and prevent all that wasted time and all of those mistakes that you would encounter if you tried to do it alone, so that you can finally achieve your goal of having a book for your business that allows you to make the impact you want to make in the world and provides you with the rewarding income that you want and the sense of accomplishment that you deserve. Are these things you want in your life? Are you interested in getting there faster, better, and cheaper? Are you ready to start getting these things in your life? Are you committed to doing what it takes to get them? Yeah? The influential author formula will work for you, even if you don't know how you're going to find time in your day, what with your crazy, crazy schedule. Even if you don't know how you could come up with any stories because they're actually pretty boring. Even if you kind of feel like a fraud and you don't want to prove that out on paper. Even if you're used to getting your BA Adrian to write your content. Even if you're afraid to commit all that time and energy to the wrong idea. Even if you're uncomfortable with learning new tricks, if you like to stick with the things you already do best, even if you've committed to other business building projects before and petered out, which continues to haunt you in your sleep, even if you think your worth should be obvious to all without having to spell it out in a book. But here's the thing. If you're still here, that means you want to write a book for your business and enjoy the increased visibility, the high value opportunities, the ability to create lasting impact and income, just like so many of my successful clients. The link for the influential author formula is right there. And remember, when you register during our masterclass, you get a one-on-one hour of power session with me. You can hit that link right now to join us. I suppose that wraps it up. And I'm so glad you could join me today. I hope you found great value in what I shared with you here, that you connected with just how exciting and doable writing a book for your business could be, especially when you have the formula. And remember, you can start today for just $397. So head on over to the link and join us, because that influential book of yours is not going to write itself. The doors slam shut on Sunday, October 3rd at midnight Pacific. Do not wait. Bye for now.